everyone, this is Sayyid Zabullah. My colleague Mr. Mohan has discussed simple future tense. Today I am going to discuss future continuous tense. Before we are going to discuss in detail about future continuous tense, let me tell you the meaning of future continuous tense. Future continuous tense is used to describe an action which will be in progress at some point of time in future. To refer that situation, we use future continuous tense. Now, let me write the formula of future continuous tense. Look at the formula. First, we have subject and then modal auxiliary, that is will or shall, and then base form of be verb, and then main verb is in V4 position, and then object. So this is the formula of future continuous tense. Look at here, we have subject, modal auxiliary will or shall, and then base form of be, and then main verb is in V4 form or present participle form, and then object. Now let me write an example of future continuous tense. Look at here. I will or shall be going to Mysore. Look at here. I have used first person singular I, which agrees with both will or shall. You can use either will or shall, and then base form of be, and then main verb is in present participle form or V4 form, and then object. Now let me write one more example. We will or shall be working in a factory. Look at the sentence. I have used first person plural we, and then will or shall. I and we agrees with both will or shall. You can use either will or shall, and then base form of be, main verb is in ing form, factory is object. Read the sentence. We will or shall be working in a factory. Now let me write one more example. You will be singing a song. Look at here. I have used second person singular as well as plural you, and then will. You and the rest of the subjects agree with will, and then base form be, main verb is in ing or V4 form or present participle form, that is singing a song is object. Now let me write one more example. She will be eating an apple. Look at here. I have used third person singular she. She agrees with modal auxiliary will, and then base form of be, main verb is in ing or present participle, an apple is object. You can use third person singular he and it. He will be eating an apple, or it will be eating an apple. Now let me write one more example. They will be playing football. Look at here. I have used third person plural they, and then modal auxiliary will, and then base form of be. Main verb is in ing, that is present participle, and football is object. So these are all the affirmative sentences in future continuous tense. Now let me write negative sentences in future continuous tense. Let me write the formula first. First we have subject, and then will or shall modal auxiliary, and then not to make it negative, and then base form of be, and then main verb is in V4 form, and then object. Look at the formula. First we have subject, and then will or shall modal auxiliary, and then not. Why? Because it is negative sentence, and then base form of be, and the main verb is in V4 form, and then object. Now let me change this affirmative sentence into negative. So how to change affirmative sentence into negative? Look at here. Just what I have done, in between the modal auxiliary will or shall and the base form of be, I have added not to make it negative. Look at here. I will or shall not be going to Mysore. Look at here. I will not be going to Mysore, or I shall not be going to Mysore. In between the modal auxiliary will or shall and the base form of be helping verb, I have added not to make it negative. That's it. I will not be going to Mysore. Similarly, I am going to change the second sentence also. We will or shall not be working in a factory. Look at here. The same thing I have followed. In between the modal auxiliary will or shall and the base form of be helping verb, I have added not to make it negative. We will not be working in a factory. The rest of the thing will remain the same. Similarly, let us change the third sentence also. You will not be singing a song. You will not be singing a song. Now let me change the next sentence also. She will not be eating an apple. Look at here. She will not be eating an apple, or he will not be eating an apple, or it will not be eating an apple. Very simple. Let me change the last sentence. they will not be playing football. Look at here. They will not be playing football. So in this way, we have to change affirmative sentences into negative in future continuous tense. Now, let us move to interrogative sentences in future continuous tense. Let me write the formula of interrogative sentences in future continuous tense. Look at the formula. First we have will or shall, and then we have subject, and then we have base form of be helping verb, and then main verb is in V4 form, and then object, and at last don't forget to put question mark. Why? Because it is interrogative sentence. Look at here, look at the formula. First we have to use modal auxiliary will or shall, and then subject, and then base form of be, and the main verb is in V4 form, and then object, and at last question mark. So this is the formula of future continuous tense. Now let me change affirmative sentences of future continuous tense into interrogative sentence. Will or shall I be going to Mysore? Question mark. Look at here. Will or shall. We can use either will or shall, and then subject, and then base form of be helping verb, and then main verb is in ing form, and then mark Mysore is object, and question mark. Let me write the second sentence. The second sentence is will or shall we be working in a factory? Question mark. Will or shall. Here we also agrees with both will or shall. Will we be working in a factory? Question mark. Or shall we be working in a factory? Now let us move to the third sentence. Will you be singing a song? Question mark. Look at here. Will, the rest of the subjects will agree with only will modal auxiliary. Will you be singing a song? Now let me write one more example. Will she be eating an apple? Question mark. Look at here. Will she be eating an apple? Or you can change this subject into he, or you can change this subject into it. Will he be eating an apple, or will it be eating an apple? Now let us move to the last sentence. Will they be playing Look at here. Will they be playing football? So these are all the interrogative sentences in future continuous tense. I hope you have learned future continuous tense, its affirmative sentences, negative sentences and interrogative sentences in your conversation. Now let us move to the uses of future continuous tense. As I have told you, future continuous tense is used to describe an action which will be in progress at some point of time in future. These are all the sentences that I have written just now, describes all those things. Future continuous tense is also used to describe future plans. For example, she will be visiting him next week. Look at here. She will be visiting him next week. It is future plan. Look at here. Next week is the adverb that we have used with future continuous tense. And as I have told you, it is also used to describe an action which will be going on, which will be in progress at some point of time in future. For example, he will be working hard. Look at here. He will be working hard. So the action which will be going to take place at some point of time in future. So these are all the things related to future continuous tense. I hope you have understood all these things related to future continuous tense. In our next session, we are going to discuss future perfect tense. Have a nice time.